Welcome to my Chanel Most Worth Coins WC Today videos is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the world of half-dollar coins, so let's get it started. The United States bicentennial half-dollar, officially called the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar, is one of the most celebrated commemorative coins in American history. It was introduced during the bicentennial celebrations of the United States in the mid-1970s to honor 200 years of independence from British colonial rule. Though millions were minted and the coin is not considered rare today, its historical and cultural significance is vast. This coin encapsulates the patriotic spirit of a nation reflecting on its past, celebrating its present, and looking toward its future. At a time when America was reckoning with both its triumphs and its challenges, this coin became more than just currency. It became a national symbol of pride, unity, and resilience. The year 1976 marked the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, a foundational document that officially broke the American colonies away from the rule of Great Britain. To mark this important milestone, Congress authorized the redesign of three circulating coins: the quarter, the half-dollar, and the $1 coin. These coins were unique in that they did not bear the usual single-year date, but instead featured a dual date, 1776 to 1976. The dual date served as a symbolic representation of the 2 centuries that had passed since the birth of the nation and reminded citizens of their enduring freedoms. The Kennedy half-dollar was selected to be a part of this commemorative program due to its popularity and the strong association it had with President John F. Kennedy, a figure who had become a modern symbol of American hope and progress. The obverse, front, side of the bicentennial half-dollar features the familiar and powerful image of President John F. Kennedy, who was assassinated in 1963. His profile was designed by Gilroy Roberts, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. The portrait depicts Kennedy facing left, clean-cut and dignified, evoking a sense of both leadership and inspiration. Above his head is the phrase liberty, one of the most central ideals upon which the nation was founded. Just beneath his chin, to the right, is the famous motto "In God We Trust," which has appeared on American coinage for over a century and reflects the nation's spiritual heritage. Finally, at the base of the coin, instead of a single year, are the bold numerals 1776 to 1976, making this version of the half-dollar instantly recognizable to collectors and casual observers alike. The reverse, back, side of the bicentennial half-dollar features a beautifully detailed image of Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the very building where the Second Continental Congress debated and ultimately adopted the Declaration of Independence. The design was created by Seth G. Huntington, whose artistic rendition was selected from a national competition. The depiction captures the iconic Georgian architecture of Independence Hall, complete with its central clock tower and symmetrical structure. Above the building are the inscriptions "United States of America" and "half-dollar" in large, clear lettering. Just below the building are the powerful phrases 200 years of freedom and E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one, a statement about the unity of the diverse states that make up the nation. This side of the coin, with its emphasis on the building where independence was born, is a poignant reminder of the nation's roots and its ongoing commitment to democratic principles. The bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar was struck at 3 major United States mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked D; and San Francisco, marked S. The coins from the San Francisco Mint were specially struck for collectors in both proof and uncirculated finishes. In addition to the standard copper-nickel-clad coins used in general circulation, the San Francisco Mint also produced 40% silver-clad versions of the coin, sold in special collector sets. These silver versions are particularly prized by collectors today and are distinguishable not just by their mint mark but also by their packaging and color tone, which has a slightly different hue due to the silver content. In total, more than 500 million bicentennial half-dollars were minted, making them one of the most widely distributed commemorative coins in American history. The standard bicentennial half-dollar has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, weighs 11.34 grams, and features a reeded edge, a common trait among U.S. coins, originally designed to prevent counterfeiting and edge shaving. The composition of most coins is 75% copper and 25% nickel over a core of pure copper. However, the 40% silver versions contain outer layers of 80% silver and 20% copper bonded to a core of approximately 21% silver and 79% copper, resulting in a total silver content of 40%. These silver versions were not released for general circulation and remain collectible to this day. Though these coins were meant for circulation, many Americans chose to save them as keepsakes. It was not uncommon for families to set aside several of these coins in drawers, boxes, or coin albums to remember the bicentennial celebrations. As a result, finding pristine examples today is relatively easy. Still, the coins hold tremendous sentimental value for those who lived through that period. Uncirculated and proof examples, especially the 40% silver issues, are worth more than face value. Circulated copper-nickel versions, however, remain common and are usually worth around 50 cents to $1, unless in high-grade condition. One of the key elements on the obverse side of the bicentennial $1 is the motto "In God We Trust." This phrase, officially adopted as the national motto in 1956, reflects the religious and cultural values embedded in American society. Its presence on currency serves as a reminder of the moral and spiritual foundations that many believe guided the nation's founders. During the bicentennial era, when Americans were revisiting their founding documents and ideals, the motto took on even deeper meaning. It reminded citizens not only of the importance of liberty and independence, but also of the guiding beliefs that sustained those ideals. The presence of this motto on the Kennedy $1 added a solemn and reverent note to an otherwise celebratory coin. A number of myths surround the 1776 to 1976 $1. Perhaps the most persistent is the idea that the coin is rare or extremely valuable. In truth, because so many were produced, most of these coins, especially those that have been circulated, are not worth more than their face value. Only uncirculated, high-grade, or silver-clad proof versions hold real numismatic value. Another common misunderstanding is that the coin was minted in 1776. No coin in this series was actually minted in the 18th century. The dual date is commemorative, not historical in terms of minting. Additionally, some people believe all bicentennial $1 contain silver, when in fact, only a limited number of collector versions do. More than just a means of financial transaction, the bicentennial $1 served as a cultural artifact. It was part of a broader national effort to reflect on America's 2 centuries of independence, encourage unity, and celebrate civic pride. It was featured in advertisements, coin sets, newspapers, and television specials. During the bicentennial, the coin took on symbolic. The 1990 United States $1 is part of the Kennedy $1 series, a coin that has been in circulation since 1964. This coin is popular among collectors due to its historical significance and changing metal compositions over the years. Below is a detailed overview of the 1990 Kennedy $1, covering its design, history, composition, mintage, value, and collecting insights. Design and features. The obverse, front, of the 1990 Kennedy $1 features a left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. Above Kennedy's head is the word liberty, and below his chin is the phrase "In God We Trust." The date 1990 is inscribed at the bottom of the coin. The coin's design was inspired by a presidential medal created by Roberts before Kennedy's assassination. The reverse, back, of the coin, designed by Frank Gasparro, showcases the presidential seal, featuring a heraldic eagle with a shield on its chest. The eagle holds an olive branch in its right talon and a bundle of arrows in its left, symbolizing peace and military strength. Above the eagle's head are 13 stars, representing the original colonies. The inscriptions "United States of America" and $1 encircle the design. Historical background. The Kennedy $1 was introduced in 1964, following the assassination of President Kennedy in November 1963. The coin was minted as a tribute to his legacy and was initially made of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, due to the rising price of silver and hoarding by collectors, the U.S. Mint reduced the silver content to 40% in 1965. By 1971, the coin transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition, which remains in circulation today. The 1990 Kennedy $1 follows this standard, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel over a pure copper core. Mintage and production. The 1990 Kennedy $1 was minted at 3 locations. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, 23,900,000 minted. Denver Mint, D mint mark, 24,158,000 minted. San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, proof coin, 3,299,559 minted. Philadelphia and Denver coins were intended for circulation, while the San Francisco proof coins were struck with sharper details and a mirror-like background for collectors. Coin specifications. Diameter, 30.61 millimeters. Weight, 11.34 grams. Edge, reeded, grooved. Composition, copper-nickel clad. Value and collectability. The face value of the coin is 50 cents, but its market value varies based on its condition and mint mark. In circulated condition, most 1990 Kennedy half dollars are worth 50 cents to $1. However, uncirculated examples in mint state, MS, 65 or higher can be worth $5 to $10. The 1990 S-proof half dollar, due to its superior strike and limited mintage, ranges from $5 to $15, depending on its condition. Higher-graded specimens certified by PCGS or NGC, especially those graded MS67 or higher, can fetch $50 or more, with perfect condition coins selling for even higher premiums. Certain error coins can increase the value significantly. Some notable errors include off-center strikes, coins where the design is misaligned; double die obverse, DDO, slight doubling on Kennedy's profile or the clipped planches, coins missing a portion of their edge due to minting errors. These error coins can range from $50 to several $100s, depending on rarity and demand. The 1990 Kennedy half dollar is a widely available coin with historical significance and collectible appeal. While it is not particularly rare in circulated condition, high-grade specimens and proof versions attract numismatists. Whether for historical appreciation or investment, the 1990 half dollar remains a popular piece in U.S. coinage.